Class, let's discuss taxation, final pre-boards. O para efficient yung discussion natin, sunodot yung lahat ng solutions on the board. But don't worry, isa-isahin ko yan, i-explain ko na maayos, okay? Sige, let's go to number 1. Which of the following is not one of the constitutional limitations? So basically, alin dito yung inherent limitation? A, B, and D are constitutional limitations. Therefore, letter C, exemption of the government, is the inherent limitation. Number 2, statement 1. An individual employee has no choice but to use graduated tax table in computing his annual tax. Tama lang. Statement 2. An individual engaged in trade or business may opt to use either graduated tax or 8% tax. That's correct. Statement 3. An individual purely engaged in practice or profession can only use 8%. Pwede siya mag-graduated tax table or 8%. Okay? So, letter B, only 2 statements are correct. Number 3, for income tax purposes, which of the following is taxable on income within and without the Philippines? An American who is married to a Filipina and residing in Ortigas, who is in the process of obtaining Filipino citizenship by naturalization. In the process pa lang so hindi pa siya Filipino citizen. So resident alien yung A. Non-resident Filipino citizen working and residing in Australia, so that's NRC, non-resident citizen. So taxable lang yan within the Philippines. Resident foreign corporation, taxable within the Philippines. Sagot natin class, letter D, Filipino citizen residing in Cavite, because resident citizen yan, taxed within and without the Philippines. Letter D for number 3. Number 4, tax credit for foreign tax paid is allowed on. So tingnan natin, alin dito class yung taxable within and without the Philippines. Actually, letter B tayo. Estate tax paid by a resident alien. So remember, pag donors and estate tax, ang within and without ay yung R or A, or resident or alien. Okay, letter B tayo for number 4. Yung A, C, and D, taxable lang sila within the Philippines. Sige, number 5, statement 1. Generally, fringe benefits are subject to FBT if given to managerial employees. Tama yan. Statement 2, fringe benefits when given to rank and file are exempted from FBT. That's correct. Statement 3, the employee, mali, the employer is the person statutorily liable to pay the fringe benefits tax. Statement 4, the basis of the FBT is the monetary value. Mali, dapat gross up monetary value. True, true, false, false. Letter B, only 2 statements are correct. Number 6, the tax code imposes different kinds of taxes on dispositions of property. There are VAT, excise taxes, estate, donors, etc. Which among the following transactions would be subject to transfer tax? Punta ka dun sa letter C, sale of an automobile for less than an adequate and full consideration. So, ibig sabihin, yung selling price is less than the fair market value. Yun. Tama? So, yung difference sila will be subject to either donors or transfer tax. Donors or estate tax. So, basta subject to transfer tax yan. Letter C tayo for number 6. Number 7, statement 1. If the property sold is subject to a mortgage which is assumed by the buyer and the mortgage is less than the basis or less than the cost of the property sold, the difference shall form part of the initial payments, in which case, tama pa, the contract price is equal to the selling price less mortgage assumed. Hindi na kailangan nung plus the difference. Yun yung nagpamali dyan. Dapat wala nung plus the difference. So, false tayo for statement 1. Statement 2, ordinary losses are always deductible from ordinary gains. Is that correct? Yes, always yan. Statement 3, capital losses are always deductible in full from capital gains. Mali yan. Dapat only to the extent of the capital gains. So, false, true, and false. Letter A, only 1 statement is correct. Number 8, statement 1. The Quiapo Church deposited in BPI, which was given. The Quiapo Church deposited money in BPI, which was given to it by some of its donors. After a month, the money earned an interest income amounting to 10,000. The interest income is exempt from tax. So, exempt from tax, hindi. Subject pa rin yan sa 20% withholding tax. Yung Quiapo Church, exempt yan sa income tax. Okay? Pero sa FWT, hindi yan. So, false. Statement 2, charitable contributions given to Quiapo Church can be claimed as deductions. Yes, kaya lang with limit. Kapag corporations, 5%. Kapag individuals, 10% naman yung limit. So, false and true. Only statement 2 is true for number 8, letter B. Number 9, 10, 11, and 12. Ayan. So, dito kayo. Tumingin. Ito na yung solution natin. Basically, individuals tayo. So, let's read the given. An individual taxpayer signified his intention to be taxed at 8%. Income tax rate option on gross sales in his first quarter return. Okay, so tinanong sa ating class sa number 9, second quarter, and sa number 10 yung final return, or basically yung fourth quarter. O tignan natin class. Isa-isa natin, first to fourth quarter. Start tayo with the gross sales. And don't forget, nag 8% daw. So minus tayo ng exempt na 250. You get 250,000 times 8%. Yung income tax payable natin for first quarter is 20,000. Though hindi naman tayo yung first quarter, pero kailangan natin yan to get the second quarter. Gross sales natin, class, for second quarter, kailangan i-add mo yung first na 500. 500 plus 1 million is 1.5 million. Minus, don't forget yung exempt na 250. So we have 1.25 million, multiply natin by 8%. Income tax rate option, yung tax due natin is 100,000. Take note, ang tanong sa number 9 is income tax payable. So, i-minus natin yung 20,000 na binayad. 100 minus 20, that's 80,000. That's why, sagot natin sa number 9, letter B, 80,000. Okay, let's go to third quarter. Add mo lahat ng sales, 500 yung first, 1 million yung second, and 1.5 million yung third. So, sakto 3 million. Pwede pa rin mag 8%. Okay, pag lumagpas ng 3 million, vatable na yun So, hindi na pwede mag 8%. 3 million minus the exempt na 250, you have 2.75 million times 8%, 220,000, that's the tax due. Minus 20,000 yung binayad natin ng first quarter, minus 80 binayad natin second quarter. Income tax payable third quarter is 120,000. Okay, let's go to the final return, fourth quarter. So this time, nag-exceed na ng 3 million, so tax table ang gagamitin natin. Pag inad mo lahat ng sales, first to fourth quarter, makukuha mo 7 million. Cost of sales ay 3 million. And don't forget na kapag nag-tax table tayo, pwede na tayo mag-deduct na allowable deduction. So, minus 1,050,000. Net taxable income is 2.95 million. Papasok siya sa tax table natin between 2 million and 8 million. 402,500 tax due plus 30% in excess of 2 million. Makukuha mo, class, yung tax due natin is 687,500. I-minus mo yung binayad mo na 20,000 ng first quarter. Binayad mo ng second quarter na 80,000. And then, binayad mo ng third quarter na 120. Income tax payable mo dyan, 467,500. Letter B tayo for number 10. So, ingat ka kung income tax due or income tax payable yung tanong dun sa problem. Number 11, how much is the percentage tax under section 116 for the third quarter? Ano sinagot yun dito? Answer should be letter A, 0 yan. Okay, bakit sir? Kasi kapag naka 8% income tax rate option ka, in lieu of the percentage tax na yan. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka na magbabayad separately ng 3% OPT under section 116. Okay? Number 12, how much is the output VAT for the fourth quarter? Vatable na ba yung fourth quarter? Yes, kasi nag-exceed ka ng 3 million. So basically, gagawin ko lang dyan, 4 million sales ng fourth quarter times 12% for 80,000. Yung VAT natin, letter C for number 12, 480,000. Okay, number 13. If at any time during a given taxable year, a taxpayer's gross sales or receipts exceeded the VAT threshold of 3 million, what are the tax consequences? So, yung number 1, income tax under graduated income tax rate on net taxable income, which is yung ginawa natin sa previous item. So, previous problem, tama yan. Percentage tax under section 116 for the first 3 million gross receipts, and VAT naman in excess of 3 million. Actually, tama lahat yan, okay? So, for number 13, letter A yung sagot natin. Number 14, a father promises to transfer his personal car to his son on a condition that he passes a CPA licensure exam. The son passed the exam, the father shall pay. Okay, so basically, gift yan tama? So, it's either donors or estate tax, pero buhay pa naman sila pareho. So, ibig sabihin, donors tax yan. Letter B tayo for number 14. Number 15, the following are your clients as a tax practitioner CPA. Question is, who among them is qualified to use 8%? A, an online seller of cakes and pastries whose gross sales amounted to 1 million. Well, pwede yan, A. B, an employee whose gross compensation income amounted to 3 million. Pag employee ka, tax table yan. Hindi ka mag 8% dyan. Letter C, or C, an operator of cockpit arena sa Bungan whose gross receipts amounted to 2 million. Kapag operator of cockpit, subject to 18% OPT yan. Okay? Kapag subject ka sa OPT, hindi ka na pwedeng mag 8% income tax rate option. Alright? Letter D or CD, a VAT-registered seller of goods whose gross receipts amounted to 1 million. Even though hindi siya nag-exceed ng 3 million, kaya lang VAT-registered yan. So, VAT yan. Hindi yan pwede mag-subject sa... Hindi ka pwede mag 8% kapag ganyan. So, among your clients, si letter A lang yung pwedeng mag 8% income tax rate option. Number 15, letter A. Number 16, the records of a resident citizen revealed the following amounts. All amounts at gross from the Philippine sources for the taxable year 2024. The total income taxes withheld, so yung final tax, ito yung solution natin, class. Okay, so isa natin. Interest on bank deposit, that's 20%. 100,000 times 20% is 20,000. Royalty from patented invention, 20%. 150,000 times 20%, that's 150 times 20%, that's 30,000. Okay. And then, royalty musical composition, that's 10%. 75,000 times 10% is 75. Prize won in a singing contest. So, yung prizes natin kapag 10,000 or less ay tax table yan. Saktong 10,000. O, tax table yan. Share from a business partnership as if dividends yan. So, 10%. 50,000 times 10% is 5,000. Next, share from GPP, personal capacity yan ng mga partners, hindi yan subject to final tax. Dividend from domestic corporation, 10%. 25,000 times 10%, that's 2,500. Okay? And then, last one is Lotto winnings, 20% yan. 80,000 times 20%, that's 16. Add natin lahat niyang class. 81,000, letter D tayo for number 16. 17. The monetary value of the following fringe benefits is 50%. Kailan may 50%? Kapag no transfer of ownership. Number 1, nakalagay, employer purchases residential property and transfers ownership, 100% yan. Number 2, employer purchases residential property and transfers ownership, 100%. Number 3, employer leases residential property for the use of an officer, 50%. Number 4, employer owns residential property for his use as residence, o to an officer for his use as residence, 50%. Number 5, employer purchases residential property and allows an officer to use, so that's 50%. 3, 4, and 5, lahat yan ay 50%. Letter C tayo for number 17. Okay, number 18. Which of the following statements is correct? A, in general, joint ventures are taxable as a regular corporation. Tama naman yan. Letter B, a joint venture for undertaking construction projects is taxable same as an ordinary partnership. Mali, kasi pag undertaking construction projects, exempt yan. Ang ordinary partnership ay regular corporation. So B yung sagot natin for number 18. Tingnan natin ibang choices. Letter C, a GPP is exempt from income tax. That's correct. Letter D, a co-ownership where the activities of the co-owners are limited to preservation and collection. Taxable same as GPP. Tama naman, separate capacity. Okay, 19 onwards. So na yun, 19 onwards. Dito tayo tumingin. Okay, so for this one, corporation naman tayo class. So tingnan natin, per quarter yung binigay. A VAT registered domestic corporation presented the following 2024 quarterly income statements. Actually, binigay ni computation sa atin na net taxable income, no? And then meron din tayong VAT sa second table. And last sentence, in addition, its balance sheet shows the balances of assets, 10 million and 6 million. So, pwede tayo mag-MSME dito kung papasok sa threshold kasi yung assets naman ay 10 million. Okay? Punta tayo dun sa quarter 1. May net taxable income dyan dun sa first table sa taas ng 500,000. Multiply mo by 20%. Okay? Kasi pasok siya sa 5 million na threshold para maging MSME, yung net taxable income, times 20%. So, 100,000 yung first quarter natin. Though hindi yan tinanong sa problem. Let's go to the second quarter. In-add ko lang kasi dapat cumulative yung computation natin. Gross sales, first quarter na 5 million, add mo yung second na 4, naging 9 million ka. Cost of sales, 4 million plus 3, that's 7 million. Gross income mo dyan ay 2 million. And then, allowable deductions, 500 dun first, 200 dun second, that's 700,000. Net taxable income mo ay 1.3 million. Multiply natin by 20%, pasok ka pa rin sa MSME na threshold. RSIT mo, 260, nagbayad ka ng 100 ng first quarter. Income tax payable, 160. Letter B tayo for number 19. And then, let's go to the third quarter. Add lahat ng sales, makukuha natin 12 million. Cost of sales, 9 million. Yung gross income natin is 3. Add mo lahat ng allowable deductions, makukuha mo is 1.8 million. Net taxable income is 1.2. Pasok pa rin sa MSME. Multiply by 20%, RSIT natin 240,000. Minus natin yung 100 ng binayad mo ng first quarter. Binayad natin ng second quarter na 160. Meron ka overpayment na 20. Letter A yung sagot natin for 20. Okay, yung overpayment, pwede mo siyang i-file for refund kay BIR. Okay? Sige, let's go to quarter 4. Quarter 4, add mo lahat ng gross sales, may 18 million ka. Lahat ng cost of sales, 13 million. 5 million, yung gross income mo. Allowable deductions, add mo lahat, 2.3 million. You have net taxable income, 2.7. Pasok pa rin sa threshold ng MSME, times 20%, 540. Minus 100, yung binayad natin first quarter. Binayad natin second quarter. Take note, wala kang binayad ng third quarter. Actually, i-refund ka pa nga ni BIR, so wala dito yan. Okay, makuha mo dyan, 280,000. Letter A tayo for number 21. Okay, number 22. How much is the VAT payable for the second quarter VAT return? So, ito naman yung VAT computation ko. Okay? Alam natin, yung output VAT is based on gross sales. Given yan sa problem sa table sa taas. Yung first quarter, 5 million yung gross sales times 12%, 600. Second quarter, 4 million gross sales times 12%, 480. Third quarter, 3 million times 12%, 360. Fourth quarter, 6 million times 12%, 720. Yung input VAT naman natin, tingin ka sa table sa baba, add mo lang yung goods at services. Sa first quarter, 4 million yung goods, services ay 200,000. 4.2 million times 12% is 504. Sa second quarter, 3.1 million times 12% is 372. Third quarter, 2.2 million times 12% is 264. And 4.2 million times 12% is 504,000. Kunin natin yung difference nila, you have the VAT payable. And then, ang tanong sa atin is, second quarter return, ito siya, 108,000 VAT payable. Letter B tayo for number 22. And number 23, VAT payable sa fourth quarter return, 216,000. Letter B tayo for number 23. And by the way, class, yung sa number 19 kanina and 20, yung income tax computation, kahit i-check mo yung MSIT niyan, mas mataas pa rin yung RSIT for each quarter. Okay? So, ganun siya. Let's go to number 24. Okay, statement 1. A VAT registered taxpayer is not allowed to use 8%. Oh, tama yan. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-8% kapag VAT registered ka. Statement 2. If a taxpayer opted for OSD, is disqualified to use 8%. That's also correct. Statement 3, an estate or trust can avail 8%. Hindi pwede. Hindi sila pwede. Tax table lang sila. Okay, false yan. Statement 4, a corporation, domestic or otherwise, is not allowed 8%. Tama yan. Pang individuals lang yun eh. True, true, false, true. Letter C tayo. Only 3 statements are true for number 24. 25, which of the following statements is correct for OSD? OSD is available against compensation income. Mali. Bawal yan. B, for individual taxpayers, OSD is 40% of gross sales or receipts or GSR. That's correct. Okay? B na tayo agad for number 25. Alin daw yung tama? Yung letter C, the election of OSD is irrevocable only for the specific quarter. Mali. Dapat for the whole year, irrevocable yan. Letter D, unless a taxpayer signifies his return his intention, he shall be considered as having availed of itemized deductions. So, boy tayo for number 25. Number 26, which of the following is an income subject to final tax? A, share of an individual taxpayer from distributable net income of a GPP. Mali. Separate and personal capacity yan. B, dividend income from a domestic corp to a non-resident foreign corporation. Pag chinek nyo yung tax G-sheets natin, is either 15% or 25%. Depende kung meron tax pairing. Okay, letter B tayo for number 26. Letter C, withholding tax on compensation. Yung withholding tax, hindi yan final tax, ha? Okay. And letter D, fringe benefits given to rank and file, hindi. Pag given to managerial, oo. Pero rank and file yan. So letter B tayo for number 26. 27, a taxpayer has just been paid 1 million on account of the life insurance policy of the deceased husband. She asks you whether he shall declare the amount for income tax purposes or for estate tax purposes. First advice, the proceeds of the life insurance paid to the beneficiary upon the death of the insured are exempt from income tax and need not be declared for income tax purposes. That's correct. Okay? Kapag proceeds from life insurance, whether revocable or irrevocable, hindi yan subject to income tax. Second advice, the proceeds of life insurance will have to be declared for estate tax purposes if the designation is revocable, otherwise they need not be declared. Actually, tama rin yan. Kapag naman, pagdating sa estate tax, kapag revocable, kay estate pa rin yan, okay? Or kay decedent pa rin yun. So, ibig sabihin, part of the gross estate. Kapag irrevocable, may transfer of ownership na, hindi na part of gross estate yun. Actually, tama pareho yan. Both advices are correct for number 27, letter A. 28, the following are excluded from gross estate except. Alin daw dito, class, yung included? A, transfers before the decedent's death, not in contemplation of death. O not, nakalagay not. Kapag in contemplation of death, ayun, kasama yun. Okay, B, bona fide sale for an adequate and full consideration in money or money's worth before the decedent's death. In full consideration naman hindi naman siya below yung, ibig sabihin, yung selling price and fair market value, equal sila. Okay, so walang problema. Letter C, exclusive properties of or capital of the decedent. Yun, kasama yan, included yan. Pero kapag exclusive properties nung surviving spouse, yun yung excluded. Okay, letter C tayo for number 28. Yung letter D naman, proceeds of life insurance where the designation of the third party is irrevocable. Irrevocable. Na-transfer mo na sa third party yun. Hindi na sa'yo yun. Hindi na kay decedent yun. Okay? Kaya excluded na yun. Letter C tayo for number 28. 29, the following transactions shall be deemed sales. Ito yung mga subject to VAT na deemed sales. Except, A, distribution and transfer to creditors in payment of debt. That's correct. Letter B yung except dyan. Transfer, use, or consumption not in the ordinary course of business. Okay? Letter B for number 29. Kapag naman in the ordinary course of business, hindi na deemed sale yung tawag dyan. Actual sale na yan. Okay? Sige. Number 30, a VAT-registered hotel owner contends that the sale of fresh fruits and other agricultural food products to the hotel guests is not subject to VAT. Is his contention correct? Okay, sana. Kaya lang, hindi naman yan yung business talaga ng isang hotel. Okay, letter C. No, his contention is incorrect because the sale of agricultural products is incidental to the sale of the services of the hotel. Hindi naman yung main line of business, vatable yan pagdating sa hotel. Pero kapag yun yung main line of business mo, we know, kapag fresh fruits, and kapag yung mga fresh fruits and agricultural food products na yan, exempt from VAT yan. Okay? Sige. Let's go to number 31. Which of the following as an option to register under the VAT system? Alin daw dito class yung may pwedeng optional registration? A. Common carriers by land transporting passengers, the gross receipts of which exceed 3 million. Hindi pwede yan. Hindi pwede yan. 3% CCT pa rin yan. Kahit mag-exceed ka ng 3 million. Letter B. VAT-registered seller with mixed transactions as far as his VAT-exempt sales are concerned. Ibig sabihin class, VAT-registered siya pero may mga binibenta siya na subject to VAT, may binibenta siya ng mga exempt. Ang gusto niyang gawin, yung mga exempt daw ay maging subject to VAT. Pwede ba yun? Yes, pwede yun. Letter B na yung sagot natin for number 31. Okay? Yung letter C naman class, operator or cockpit of the receipts of which do not exceed 3 million, 18% OPT yan. Kapag subject ka to OPT, hindi ka pwede maging VAT registered. Seller of VAT subject services, the gross of sales of which exceed 3 million. Sir, paano yung D? Hindi yan optional, mandatory yan. Optional yung tanong sa atin. Okay? Letter B yung sagot. Number 32, which of the following sale of services is subject to VAT? A. Transport of passengers by land, 3% CCT yan. B. Sale of gas and water by a franchise grantee, 2% OPT. C. Sale of life and accident insurance, 2% OPT. Doon ka sa letter D. Non-VAT registered radio and television franchise grantees, the gross sales of which exceeded 10 million. Kapag nag-exceed ng 10 million, mandatory registration. Okay? Letter D tayo for number 32. Number 33. Okay, ano ba to? Donors tax. So, tingin kayo dito, class. Ito yung solution natin for number 33. Okay, so tingnan natin. Isa-isahin natin. No? Start tayo with June 1. June 1. Nakalagay dyan, a donor made the following gifts during the current taxable year. June 1. Donee A. his son on account of his marriage, 150,000 cash. 150,000, kaya lang may exempt tayo na 250. So, wala na. Zero yung babayaran natin in June 1. Let's go to July 10. July 10, may gross gift tayo na 400,000. Second-hand motor vehicle to B, 400,000. Don't forget na i-add yung prior gift na 150. Okay, so don't forget na may exempt na 250. Therefore, ang taxable gift natin is 300,000. Multiply natin by 6%, the donor's tax rate. Makukuha mo dyan, class, donor's tax natin is 18,000. Okay? Sir, ba't kino-compute mo yan? Ang tanong sa number 33 is November 25 kasi kailangan natin malaman kung how much yung mga nabayad natin na donor's tax dun sa previous donations. Okay? So next natin date class is September 30. We have donate ICC 450,000 cash. 450,000 plus yung prior gift. Ano sir yung prior gift? Yung 400 plus 150. Yun yun, 550. Okay? Minus the exempt na 250. You have the taxable 750 multiplied by 6%. Donor's tax natin is 45. Don't forget na nagbayad tayo ng 18,000 noong July 10 minus 18, 27,000 yung babayaran mo ng September 30. Okay? Ang tanong sa atin is November 25. November 25, tingnan natin yung given. Okay, ang donee is his father, a parcel of land worth 180,000 and then may mortgage na inassume 40. 180,000 yung gross gift minus mortgage assume 40. And then add natin yung prior gift. Ano sir yung prior gift? Gross gift na 450 plus prior na 550, that's 1 million. Okay? Doon ko nakuha yung prior gift na 1 million. Minus 250,000 na exempt, taxable gift natin is 890,000, multiply by 6%, 53,400. Don't forget na yung 53,400 mo ay nagbayad ka ng 18,000 noong July 10, minus 18, minus 27,000 noong September 30. That's why meron tayong donor's tax payable na 84 for number 34, letter B, 8,400. Okay? Yung 33, nakalagay, total net gifts subject to tax. Nasaan yun? Ito siya. 890,000. Okay? 890,000, letter B rin tayo for number 33. 35. Who among the following individual taxpayers is not required to file an ITR? A yung sagot natin dyan. A partner who receive a share in the profits of a taxable partnership. Bakit, sir? Kapag naka-receive ka ng share sa taxable partnership, it's as if dividends yun. Subject to 10% final tax. Kapag final tax na, hindi mo na kailangan i-report yan sa ITR. Letter B, C, and D, mixed income earners yan. Ay, sorry, yung B ay business who suffered net loss, kahit net income or net loss yan, i-report mo yan sa ITR. Letter C naman, class, ay mixed income earner. A professor who teaches in university with consulting work, kailangan yan mag-file ng ITR. Yung letter D, an author who receives royalty from his books. So, sir, di ba pag royalty subject to final tax? Subject to final tax. Kung sa Philippines, ang nakalagay dyan, Japan. So, ordinary income yan. Pupunta yan ng ITR. Okay? So, A tayo for number 35. 36, the commissioner may compromise. Number 1, there is a reasonable doubt as to the validity. Yes. Number 2, the tax appears to be unjustly or excessively assessed. Hindi yan compromise. Abatement or cancellation yan. Letter B tayo for number 36. Number 37, which of the following is not an incentive given to senior citizens? A, B, and C, lahat yan ay incentives. Letter D, hindi. Exemption from income tax for working senior citizens, hindi. Exempted lang sila sa VAT. Magbabayad ng income tax yan kung nagtatrabaho sila. Number 38, one of the following is not qualified to register as a BMBE. A, B, and D, lahat pwede yan. Okay? Yung C, hindi pwede kasi a law firm with total assets not exceeding 3 million, ang isang practice of profession ay hindi pwedeng maging qualified as BMBE. Okay? Let's go to number 39. A VAT-registered lessor rents his 5 commercial, 20 residential, monthly rent of 50 and 15. Okay, so his accumulated gross receipts during the taxable year amounted to rent from 5 commercial units. Pag commercial, automatic, wag na i-check kung magkano, vatable agad yan. Okay? Yung rent naman from residential, tignan mo muna, nakalagay dito 15,000. Pag saktong 15,000, pag 15,000 or less, okay, pag saktong 15,000 or less, regardless of kung ano man yung annual amount yan, exempt from VAT and OPT yan. Okay? So, ang taxable dyan si commercial units, letter C, only the rent from commercial units shall be subject to VAT. Okay? Sige, let's go to numbers 40 and 41 and 42. Nasaan yung solution natin dyan? 40, dito tayo. Okay? So, let's see. A VAT-registered operator of domestic common carrier by land presented the following data. Okay, 40. How much is the CCT? Pag CCT, based on gross receipts yan. Dapat transport by land lang yan. So, 1.5 million times 3%, yun ang sagot mo dyan. 45,000, letter C for number 40. Number 41, how much is the VAT payable? Yung sa goods and cargoes naman, class, subject to VAT naman yan. Kasi nakalagay doon sa given, VAT registered. Okay? So, 1 million plus 500,000, that's 1.5. Multiply mo 12%, 180,000 yung output VAT. And then, ano naman yung input VAT niyan? Well, yung related lang dapat sa goods and cargoes. Yung cost of services ng goods and cargoes, 300,000. Yung operating expenses, goods and cargoes, 100. So, 300 plus 100, that's 400,000. Pero ingat ka, nakalagay sa last sentence, 60% of cost of services and operating expenses came from VAT registered. 60% lang yung pwede ka mag-claim ng input VAT. Yung 40% hindi. So, minultiply ko by 60% and 12%, input VAT mo 28.8. Output minus input, VAT payable 151,200. Letter C tayo for number 41. Okay? Number 42, can the taxpayer avail of the 8%? Pwede ba mag-8% yan? Hindi pwede kasi VAT registered. Okay? Yun yung mga criteria natin. Dapat hindi ka VAT registered bago ka makapag 8%. Letter D, no, because he is VAT registered and therefore not qualified to avail of the 8%. Letter D for number 42. 43, which of the following is incorrect for PEZA registered entities? Yung A, B, and D, tama lahat yan. Yung C, mali. Entities may avail of PEZA incentives provided that their business is one of the preferred activities under the investment priorities plan. Yung C na yan ay applicable lang yan sa BOI, hindi yan sa PEZA. Okay, letter C tayo for number 43. 44, which of the following is incorrect for local taxation of LGUs? A, B, and C, tama lahat yan. Ang mali dyan ay yung D. The provinces have the largest share from local tax on sand, gravel, and other resources. Mali. 30% sa provinces, 30% sa municipalities, cities and municipalities, 40% yung sa barangay. So, yung barangay ang pinaka ang may largest share dyan. Okay, letter D tayo for number 44. Yan yung incorrect. 45, which of the following may be subject to VAT? A, B, and C, lahat yan ay exempt from VAT. Yung D naman class, sale or importation of processed agricultural and marine food products, kapag beyond simple process, ayun, pwede yan maging subject to VAT. Nakalagay kasi sa question, which of the following may be subject to VAT? Kapag simple process lang, hindi yan subject to VAT. Pala ito kapag beyond simple process, ayun, pwede maging subject to VAT yan. Letter D tayo for number 45. Sige, so 46 onwards hanggang 50. Okay, estate tax. So, dito tayo. Estate tax. The decedent is a married man with a surviving spouse with the following data. Real properties received by decedent as inheritance during marriage. Okay, so take note sa baba, sabi, assuming absolute community of property. ACP tayo. Sige, so, tingnan natin. Including land valued at 200,000 transferred inter vivos by decedent to his son. O, tanggalin mo yung 200,000 na yan kasi subject to donor's tax yan eh. Tama? So, 10 million minus 200,000, 9.8 million lang class, yung 9.8 million lang yung part ng gross estate. Okay? Anong klase yan? Is it exclusive or common? Tingnan natin. Real properties received by decedent as inheritance. Kapag gratuitous during marriage, laging exclusive yan. So, lagay mo siya dito. Actually, part ng 15 million ay 9.8 million. Okay? So, tingnan natin. Next. Personal properties acquired during the marriage using common fund, including car valued at 1.8 million acquired for the exclusive use of the surviving spouse. Actually, panlito lang yung nasa parenthesis na yan. Okay? Personal properties acquired during marriage using common fund, pag ang ginamit yung pambili ng isang bagay, ng property, ay galing sa common fund nyo na mag-asawa, sa inyo pareho yun. Okay? So dito, kahit bumili ka mo ng sasakyan para sa asawa mo, sa iyo pareho yun. Kasi ginamit nyo ay yung common fund. So ignore mo lang yung nasa parenthesis. So 6 million, community yan. Ito siya. Okay? Personal properties received as gift by the surviving spouse during marriage. So gift yan, gratuitous, exclusive yan sa surviving spouse. And buhay pa yun eh. O, huwag mo isasama dito yan. Okay? Exclusive family home, 5.2 million. Exclusive family home, exclusive family home, 5.2 million. So, dito siya. 9.8 kanina, plus mo yung 5.2, yun yung 15 million. Okay? Conjugal deductions claimed, ayun yun, ordinary deductions, 2 million. Exclusive deductions claimed, including unpaid mortgage of 500,000 of the personal properties received as gift by the surviving spouse. Iyon yung kanina in-exclude natin na 5 million. So, exclude mo rin yung 500,000 na yan, ha? So, 2.5 million minus 500,000, 2 million lang yan. Okay? So, 15 plus 6, 21. 2 plus 2 is 4. Ibig sabihin, 21 minus 4 is 17. Okay? So, special deductions. Family home natin is 5.2 million. Lagay mo siya dyan. Standard deduction natin is 5 million. Share of surviving spouse, tingin ka dun sa community or conjugal. 4 million divided by 2, that's 2 million. Net taxable estate is 4.8 million. Multiplied by 6%, estate tax due natin is 288,000. 46, how much daw yung gross estate? Sagot mo dyan ay 21 million, letter B for number 46. 47, how much daw yung ordinary deductions? 4 million yung sagot natin dyan. Letter A tayo for number 47. 48 naman class, special deductions. Dalawa yung special deductions mo, family home and standard, 5.2 plus 5, that's 10.2 million. Letter D tayo for number 48. And then, number 49, how much daw yung net taxable estate? That is 4.8 million, so that is letter A for 49. And then, number 50, how much yung estate tax due? Multiply mo by 6%, 288,000, letter A for number 50. Okay, and then next, VAT naman tayo. So, ito yung solution ko dito class for numbers 51 onwards. 51, how much is the VAT payable? 52, how much is the income tax payable? Okay, tax company provide you the following data. So, meron tayong 2 years, 2023 and 2024. Additional information, so basically meron tayong balance sheet and income statement. Additional information, A, operating expenses include income tax expense, okay? Sales and cost of goods sold are exclusive of VAT. Ibig sabihin, diretso multiply ng 12% kapag exclusive. How much daw yung VAT natin? Tama ba class? Sale of goods yan eh. So gross sales yung magiging basis natin. Tingin ka dun sa income statement sa 2024, 1.2 million. O diretso lang. Kung ano yung sales mo, times 12%, output VAT mo is 144. Okay? Eh yung input VAT, ang basis mo dyan, yung purchases. Pag tumingin ka sa income statement, may cost of goods sold ka. Tapos, pag tumingin ka sa balance sheet, may inventory. Uy, may inventory at may cost of goods sold. From there, pwede natin computein yung purchases. Nag-T account ako, beginning inventory 2023, 60,000, ending inventory 70, cost of sales sa income statement 2024, 600, sold for X, purchases mo 610,000. Multiply by 12%, input VAT 73,200, output na 144 minus 73,2, 70,800. Yan yung VAT payable natin for number 51. Number 52, how much is the income tax payable? So, ganito ginawa ko dyan, class. Medyo nag-work back lang ako. Yung sales given yan, tama? 1.2. Cost of sales given din, 600,000. So, minus ko yan, makukuha ko yung gross income. Okay? Tapos, given yung net income na 150. So, nilagay ko sa baba yun, 150. Tama ba, class? Ang net income ay naka-minus na yung tax dun, Tama? Nakalagay dyan, tingin ka dun sa additional information letter E. The total assets, excluding land, total 150 million. Ibig sabihin, yung tax rate dito, RSIT, 25%. Kung yung net income na 150,000 ay naka-minus na doon yung 25%. Ibig sabihin, pag dinivide ko by 75% yan, makukuha ko yung net taxable income. 150 divided by 75%, net taxable income ay 200. 200 times 25%, RSIT natin ay 50,000. Kaya sagot mo dyan, class, number 52, letter D, 50,000. So, ganun ginawa ko dyan. Okay? Work back lang ako. And then, since meron ka net taxable income 200, meron kang gross income na 600, OPEX mo dito ay nakalagay sa given actually ang OPEX 450. Pero additional information A, yung OPEX daw kasama doon yung income tax expense na 50. Kaya 450 minus 50, 400,000 yung OPEX ko dito. Okay? Sige. Number 53. Doon naman tayo sa RPT. A residential land. Residential, ilang percent yung assessment level niyan? 20%. Metro Manila, 2% yung RPT mo dyan. Fair market value, 5 million. Sa 5 million, times 20%, times 2%, yung basic RPT natin, 20,000. Don't forget yung SCF. SCF mo is based on assessed level. 5 million times 20%, 1 million yun. 1 million, always 1% naman yung SCF, 10,000. 20 plus 10, 30,000. Total RPT natin, letter C tayo for number 53, 30,000. 54, Mr. X is a manufacturer of fermented liquors. In making sales, all taxes of the products and transactions are passed on to the buyers. For purposes of VAT, which of these taxes mentioned here forms part of the gross selling price? Alin dito, class, yung kasama sa gross selling price? Excise tax. Letter A for number 54. 55, on every original issue, so original issuance ng shares, whether on organization, shares of stock, how much yung DST natin dyan? So, 2 pesos for every 200 of par value. Letter B tayo for number 55. Number 56. So, computation tayo ng DST. Tingin lang kayo dito, class. Okay, so start tayo sa loans. Sa loans ay 1.5 pesos per 200. So, 1 million, divide ko by 200 times 1.5, nakuha ko 7.5. Doon tayo sa shares, capital stock. 2 pesos for every 200. So, 5 million divided by 200 times 2, 50,000 yan. Sa real property, piliin mo pinakamataas dyan, zonal value na 6 million, 15 pesos for every 1,000, 6 million divided by 1,000 times 15, 90, add mo lahat yan, 147,500, letter C yung DST natin for number 56. 57, senior citizens and PW dito, a group of 4 ordered food at a restaurant. Okay, total bill, invoice amount is 4,480. How much the total amount payable assuming one of the customers is a senior citizen and another one is a PWD? Kapag senior citizen at kapag PWD, hindi nagbabayad ng VAT yan. May discount din yan 20%. So ginawa ko, hinati ko sila. 4,480, dalawa dyan, apat daw tama? 2 out of 4 or kalahati, 2 to 40. Yan yung para kay PWD and senior citizen. Dinivide ko by 1.12, nakuha ko yung walang VAT, multiply ko by 20%, 400 discount. Ito yung total bill mo, minus mo yung 400 na discount. At minus mo rin yung VAT kasi hindi naman babayaran yan. 2,000 times 12%, 240 yung VAT. Ang total payable na lang, 3,840. Letter B tayo for number 57. 56, which is true. In the issuance of FAN, okay, a taxpayer is always required to submit documents in support of its protest. Hindi na. Depende yan. Kapag request for reinvestigation, hindi mo kailangan mag-submit ng documents. Pero pag request for reconsideration, okay, O depende pala, kapag reconsideration or reinvestigation, depende doon kung magsasubmit ka ng documents or hindi. Sa Statement 1 kasi always required nakalagay. So mali yan, ha? Sige, Statement 2, the assessment shall become final, executory, demandable if the taxpayer fails to file a protest. Tama yun. Kapag yung fund hindi mo pre-notest, final na yan. Letter B tayo for number 58, only Statement 2 is true. Okay? Sige, number 59, which is false, the taxpayer, punta ka dun sa A, must reply to the PAN within 15 days. Actually, hindi mo naman kailangan mag-reply sa PAN. Hindi siya required. Okay? Must kasi. So, kapag di ka nag-reply dyan, i-issuean ka ng FAN. Okay? So, yung letter B, tama yan. Must protest the formal letter of demand or FAN within 30 days from FLD or FAN. Letter C, tama din. Must appeal the final decision on disputed assessment within 30 days. Ano class yung FDDA na yan kapag may direct denial? So, meron kang 30 days para i-appeal yan. So, letter A yung false. 60, a taxpayer filed his annual income tax return or may filing on May 20, 2022 for income earned during 2021. The BAR examiner assessed the taxpayer for tax delinquency on October 15, 2023. Okay, the taxpayer filed a protest plus all the documentary evidence on November 5. Okay, pasok naman sa number of days. The commissioner rendered its unfavorable judgment on May 10, 2024. When is the last day to appeal the case to the Court of Tax Appeals? Okay, ilang days ba para makapag-appeal ka sa CTA? 30 days. From the date of denial ni Commissioner, okay, ni CAR. So, May 10, 2024, mag-add ka ng 30 days dyan. Makukuha mo dyan is June 9, 2021. May 10, 2024 plus 30 days, meron 31 days ang May. So, makukuha mo dyan is June 9, 2024. Letter B tayo for number 60. Okay, number 61. The pertinent facts of the case, the BAR audit for the taxable year 2020 are shown below. Okay, so 2020. Tingnan natin. Date of receipt of LOA, March 10, 2022. So, within 3 years. So, pasok naman, no? Pwede pang i-assess yan. Notice of discrepancy, June 1. Date of PAN, July 20. Nag-reply, July 31. So, within 11 days. Okay? So, pasok naman siya sa 15 days na requirement. Okay? Na mag-reply sa PAN. Date of receipt of FLD PAN, August 1. Pero ang nag-date of protest, September 1. Tama ba, class? Pag binilang mo yun, August 1 to September 1 ay 31 days talaga yon kasi meron kang 30 days sa August 1 eh. Tama? So, sumobra sa 30 days. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka nakapag-file within 30 days sa FAN. Ano tawag sa'yo? Ano tawag dun sa FAN na yan? Nakalagay sa question, based of the above, which is true, punta ka sa letter D. The assessment is final, executory, and demandable. Letter D tayo, 461. Tingnan natin yung ibang choices. The assessment is void. Mali yan. Valid kasi within 3 years. The reply is void. Tama naman. Actually, hindi ka nga required mag-reply sa PAN. Okay? The FLD PAN is void having been issued within the 15-day. Tama yan. Tama yung C. Okay? Mali yung C. Hindi siya void. Valid dapat yan. Ang tama lang dito yung D because sumobra sa 30 days, the assessment is final, executory, and demandable. Okay, isa pa sa remedies, number 62. The antecedent facts of taxpayer's case for taxable year 2014 are as follows. So, 2014, receipt of LOA, November 12, 2015. So, pasok sa 3 years. Okay? So, walang problema. Nag-issue ng notice of discrepancy, nag-issue ng PAN, nag-reply sa PAN, nag-issue ng FAN, okay? Nag-file for reconsideration, nag-deny ng request ng Feb 4, okay? Denial of request. Okay, so tama ba, class, kapag nag-request for reconsideration ka, actually, pag tinignan mo yung balik ka dun, class, dun sa issuance of FAN. Tama ba yung issuance of FAN ay December 16? Okay? Ilan days lang ang pwede ka mag-protest doon? 30 days. Kailan nag-protest? March 30. Sobra-sobra na. Tama? 3 buwan yun. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya nakapag-protest na maayos dun sa FAN. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, final and irrevocable na yun. Ang next na gagawin ay kokolektahin na. Okay? Magko-collect na. Collection na. Issuance of warrant of distraint or levy, March 22. Filing of petition for review with the Court of Tax Appeals, June 30. Which is true. The assessment as prescribed, hindi. Kasi within 3 years nag-assess. The collection as prescribed, actually, yan yung tama. Bakit, sir? Tingin ka dun, class, dun sa issuance of FAN. December 16, 2017. Tama ba? Ilang years pwede mag-collect si BAR sa'yo? Ilang years pwede mag-collect si BAR sa'yo? 5 years from issuance of fund. So, December 16, 2017 plus 5 years. December 16, 2022. Kailan ba nag-issue ng warrant of distraint or levy? March 22, 2023. Okay? Hanggang December 16, 2022 lang. So, ibig sabihin, nag-prescribe na yung collection. Hindi ka na pwedeng kolektahin ni BAR. Letter B tayo for number 62. Okay, so, we have problem solving. Ayan, naglagay tayo ng vanishing deductions, your favorite, dito sa estate tax. Antecedent, single. Okay, saan yan? Dito. Antecedent, single. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin, walang surviving spouse. Okay, died on September 1, 2024. So, date of death is September 1, 2024. And left the following properties. So, ito yung gross estate. Add mo na agad yan. House and lot, 25 million. Cash in bank, 1.5. Apartment, 7 million. PLDT shares, 300. Personal car, 2 million. Pag in-add mo yung class, 35.8 million yung gross estate. The apartment, PLDT shares, and personal car were acquired by the decedent by gratuitous title. So, ito yung tatlo na yan, may possible na vanishing deductions. So, ituloy muna natin yung computation class. Additional information. The apartment land which a decedent inherited had a mortgage of 300,000 which he paid. Hindi yan unpaid mortgage, ha? Paid yan, eh. Letter B, the amount of 700,000 remained unpaid. Yun yung unpaid mortgage. So, minus 700 yan. The personal car was totally destroyed. O, loss yan. So, 2 million. Minus loss tayo 2 million. Mag-minus na rin tayo sa family home na 10 million. Okay? Kasi yung house and lot dyan, 25 million. Pero maximum mo is 10 million. Standard deduction na 5, wala kang share of surviving spouse kasi single daw yung decedent. So, compute natin yung vanishing deduction. Dito ka pumunta. Okay, isa-isa natin. Doon muna tayo sa PLDT shares. Pero take note, yung PLDT shares date of acquisition ay July 1, 2018. Gratuitous title. So, pwedeng na donation or pwedeng inheritance. Okay? Kaya lang, July 1, 2018, actually sumobra na ng 5 years. Ano ba? Kailan namatay? September 1, 2024. July 1, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. September. Okay? So, sobra-sobra na ng 5 years. Ibig sabihin, yung PLDT shares, walang vanishing deduction yan. Kasi may requirement tayo, dapat within 5 years. Apartment, meron yan. Because October 1, 2022 yun eh. So, September 1, 2024, less than 2 years yan. Okay? So, gagawin ko dyan, class. Compute natin yung vanishing deduction yan. Fair market value, whichever is lower, syempre, so 6.5 million, minus yung mortgage paid sa additional information A, initial basis mo, 6.2 million. May deduction tayo, formula niyan, initial basis over gross estate. Okay, multiply natin by yung ordinary deductions natin na 700,000 plus 2 million or 2.7 million. Okay, so 6.2 million na initial basis over gross estate times 2.7 million, ang deductions mo, 467,598. Minus mo yan sa initial basis, you get the final basis, multiply mo by 80%. Bakit 80%, sir? Because within 1 to 2 years nangyari yung inheritance or yung gift na yan, okay? So, vanishing deduction para sa apartment is 4,585,922. Doon naman tayo sa car. Personal car, pasok pa rin yan kasi November 1, 2022, pasok siya sa 1 to 2 years, okay? So, whichever is lower, 2 million, walang mortgage paid, so ina rin yung initial basis natin. Deduction, 2 million over gross estate times 2.7, 150,838. Final basis, 1,849,162, multiply by 80% because 1 to 2 years. Vanishing deduction, 1,479,330. Pag in-add mo yung dalawang vanishing deduction, makukuha mo dyan, 6,065,252. Kaya sagot mo dyan, class, number 63, vanishing deductions, letter C, 6,065,252. And then, compute the net taxable estate. Balik na tayo sa estate computation natin. Okay, kompleto na yan. Net taxable estate, 12,034,748. Letter C for number 64. And then, number 65, estate tax due, 6% yan. 72,085. Letter C tayo for number 65. Okay, last set of problems. Medyo mahaba, pero kayang-kaya. Sige, so let's analyze. In the course of your examination, as a revenue officer of the audited FS of CPA Corporation, which sells and leases real estate, and by virtue of law duly issued by BIR, the income statement of CPA Corporation in its first year of operations shows, ito yung solution natin dyan, class. Gain on sale of residential lots, 750,000. Tingin ka dun sa note. Ano note yan? Note D. Tingin ka agad sa baba. D. The gain on sale represents gain on sale of lots with a selling price of 3.2 million. So, selling price, yun yung sales natin. Tama? And then, tama ba class ko, ang selling price mo ay 3.2 million at ang gain mo ay 750. Pag minus mo yun, 3.2 million minus 750, 2,450,000. Yun yung cost mo. Doon ka nakuha yung cost of sales. Okay? Balik ulit tayo sa taas. Bank interest income, 20%. Final withholding tax yan. Okay? May naka-note B. Tingin ka sa note B sa baba. The bank interest income is net of 20% final tax. So, i-gross up mo yun. 40,000, i-divide mo siya by 80%. Makukuha mo dyan class. 50,000 na gross interest income. Okay? Mamaya, ipamaminus natin yan sa interest expense. Ito yung interest income mo, 50,000 na naka-gross up. Multiply mo sa 20%, iyan yung limit kasi. Tama? Na, iyan yung non-deductible interest expense. So, 50 times 20%, tandaan mo muna, ang non-deductible interest expense ay 10,000. Sige, so taas ulit tayo. Dividend from XYZ Corporation. Tingin ka sa additional information C. XYZ is a domestic corp. Domestic to domestic, exempt yan. Okay? And then, rental income na 4.2 million. Tingin ka sa note A. The balance sheet show advance rental income of 600. The payer has properly withheld appropriate withholding tax on rentals. Tama ba class? Alam natin sa gross income discussion natin, kapag may advance rent, cash basis tayo. Dapat taxable na yun. So, 4.2 million na rental income plus mo yung 600, 4.8 million. Ito siya. Kaya 3.2 plus 4.8, nakuha ko yung total na 8 million. Minus cost of sales, 2.45. Gross income ko is 5,550,000. Kaya sagot ko dyan class sa number 66. Gross income subject to regular corporate income tax. Letter C. 5,550,000. Okay, tingin tayo sa expenses, salaries and wages. Walang problema, minus 750. Depreciation, minus 400. Year natin, 45,000. May limit yan. Okay? So, ito yung year computation ko, class. Tingin ka dun sa baba, dun sa additional information E. The entertainment representation expenses of 45,000 are in proportion to sale of goods. Asan yung sale of goods? 3.2 million. And sale of services. Ano yung sale of services? Yung rental income na 4.8. Okay? So, in proportion siya dyan. So, ang ginawa ko dyan, 45,000 times 3.2 over 8, yung 18,000, yun yung actual ko para dun sa sale of goods. Okay? 45,000 times 4.8, ito yan, over 8, ito naman yung actual ko for sale of services, 27. Ano naman yung limit? Kapag sale of goods, tama ba class? Ang limit mo ay 0.5%. So, 3.2 million times 0.5%. Ang limit ko is 16. So, whichever is lower, kinuha ko yung 16. Doon naman tayo sa services. Ang limit mo dyan is 1%. So, 4.8 million times 1%, that's 48. Ano mas mababa? Yung actual na 27. Add ko yung dalawa, 16 plus 27, 43,000. Kaya ang sagot ko dyan sa 67, allowable deduction for entertainment representation, letter A, 43,000. Okay? So, yung 43,000, lalagay ko siya dito. And then, next natin, supplies, walang problema, 110. Advertising expense, walang problema, that is 60,000. Interest expense, 120. Okay sana siya. Pero meron tayong non-deductible interest expense, which is na-compute natin kanina, 20% of gross interest income. 120 minus 10, 110,000. Taxes and licenses, may note sa F sa baba, nakalagay, include non-deductible expense of 160. 250 minus 160, that's 90,000. Net taxable income, makukuha natin class, 3,987,000. Multiply mo by 25%, RCT natin, 996,750. Okay? By the way, ang tanong sa number 68 ay total allowable deductions. Add nga natin to class, lahat ng deductions natin. Double check natin ha. So, add natin yan. Meron tayong salaries and wages, 750. Depreciation, 400. Year, 43. Supplies, 110. Advertising, 60. Okay. And then, interest expense, 110. Taxes and licenses, 90. Sagot ko dito, 1,563,000. Letter A tayo for number 68. Number 69, how much daw yung deficiency income tax? Yung RCT mo dyan, 996,750. Ito yan. Pero yung ni-report ni client natin, tingin ka dun sa baba. Okay? Nakita mo yung income tax expense dyan, 616,250. Okay? Yung sa baba lang, sa middle portion ng problem, nakalagay income tax expense, 616,250. Yung difference nila, ito yung, basically, ito yung in-audit natin, ito yung actual ni client, difference nila, deficiency, 380,500. Letter D tayo. 380,500 for number 69. How much yung income tax still due? Yung difference nila, okay, yung deficiency, kulang niya to. Don't forget na nag-withhold na daw ng creditable withholding tax. Sir, saan mo nakuha ito? 40,000. How much yung sale of lots natin? 4.8 million. Okay? 4.8 million, how much yung creditable withholding tax? 5% yan, tama ba? 4.8 million times 5%, 240,000. May na-withhold na CWT. So yung deficiency na 380,500 minus 240,000, ang tax still due na natin is 140,500. Letter B tayo for number 70. Okay, so that's it for taxation final pre-boards.